Hello, and thanks for tuning in. In this review, I'm going to be taking a look at another movie that's widely considered to be one of the worst films ever made. And now, The Incredible Melting Man. I'm going to let IMDb handle the description on this one. An astronaut is transformed into a murderous gelatinous mass after returning from an ill-fated space voyage. Pretty much sums it up. Right off the bat, I have to mention, this movie has some of the best practical gore I have ever seen. It's not quite the best, but it's definitely up there. That should be no surprise when I mention that special effects legend Rick Baker handled the effects. They are without a doubt this film's strongest point, but not the only strong point. The movie has an overall ridiculous tone. At one moment it'll be a straightforward horror film, and in the next there's kleptomaniac grandmas trying to steal lemons. Writer-director William Sachs originally intended the film to be a straightforward comedy. The producers insisted on more horror elements, and what you get is a weird mishmash that works quite well. There were more than a few laugh-out-loud moments in this movie. The characterization is basically non-existent. You're not going to care about anyone other than the melting man, and the movie will spend far too much time with the other characters. The acting in the film ranges from barely passable to decent. Generally though, this simply adds to the comedy. The music would be another highlight of the film. It perfectly accentuates both the horror and the comedy elements. There's also a strong sound design at play here. The picture quality is remarkably crisp and vibrant. That said, there were a few times when the image seemed to stutter. I'm not sure if this was a technical issue on the filmmaker's part, or just the print that was put out. The filmmakers were unable to afford good stock footage of space, so what you get is pretty poor quality. Not the worst thing to ever happen to a movie, but again, worth mentioning. The movie was reportedly shot in 14 days, and I have to admit, that's pretty impressive when you see what they accomplished. There were a few pacing issues, especially in the second half. There were also far too many scenes of the melting man simply walking in slow motion. The movie comes to a pretty fitting ending that is both hilarious and depressing. I quite enjoyed it. Despite the film's reputation as one of the worst movies ever made, I've actually been recommended this film on numerous occasions, and I have to be honest, it fully lived up to the hype. Intentionally cheesy, overly gory, and a ton of fun. Go ahead and give it a watch.